Stop investing into the negative and start investing into the positive. The only reason why I'm using investing is because we all know how investing works. Whatever you adjust into something, when it comes into investing, you're waiting for it to compound and grow and grow and grow infinity, right? But at the end of the day, why is it that our minds are so placed into creating such negative thoughts always, every day it's a new thought, it's a new negative thought, it's overthinking, it's creating false illusions, it's creating procrastination, it's called paralysis analysis. All these things come in a compound because your own mind is used to investing on the negative. It's used in accepting on to the negative as if it was to be normal, as if it was to be something naturally, right? Natural as you breathing right now, as natural as you going to the restaurant, naturally as you were eating. You wouldn't want to invest into something negative because at the end of the day, what does any service you as you thinking negative? Like, how is that going to service you in any way? And that is simply just putting you down into a weakness and weakening every emotion that you can perceive yourself as a positive person and just individually just becoming a much more successful person, right? At the end of the day, what I want to make sure is that why is it that we prioritize negative stuff other than positive stuff? And doesn't make sense. Most people naturally their mouthpiece just comes out when being a negative person. They just talk about negativity as if it was to be normal, as if it was to be true, right? As if it was to be true. And that is the key word. The only reason why our minds is accepting this negativity is because we are perceiving it as truth. It's part of our perception. And whatever we portion ourselves in that part of negativity is something that lives within us, right? It's something that makes us as a human. It's something that we can't really live because we're so unaware of it that it just comes out naturally. It just comes out. So one thing that automatically you need to start focusing on is try to remake those negative thoughts in your own way. Force them. Even if it sounds uncomfortable, right? Some people find saying positive stuff uncomfortable because they're so comfortable on speaking on negative thoughts, right? It's like, let's say, for example, you want to start doing something. You want to start going to the gym. And at the end of the day, your negative mind is like, nah, what's the point of going to the gym if I'm just going to eat junk food? If I'm just going to do this, if I'm going to do that. Those are compounding negative thoughts. You already invested on your negative so much that it's already has compounded into now it going to the gym, right? Or as you, let's say, for example, going out to eat and you don't have the enough confidence to wear whatever you want to wear. No, don't wear this, they're going to talk about you. Don't wear this because it looks bad on you. All these things are just compounding into negative stuff. So every time a single comment like that happens, rebound it with a positive thought. It's like coming to your mind, this is a negative thought, my finger is a negative thought, boom, and you rebound it with a positive thought, right? No, I will keep doing this. No, I want to dress how I want. I don't care what people say. I'm gonna go to the gym. I don't care. I'm gonna still be prioritizing myself in a much more healthy situation. All these things matter because what you're doing, you're switching a brain pattern. At first, it's gonna sound like bullshit, and that's what your mind wants you to conceive as. Your mind wants to think as you speaking better of yourself as bullshit, right? When the negative thought comes to you and you say something back as positive, like you're telling it, no, that's not true. That's not true. Your mind will find it as bullshit because it has hold within it truth within your negative mind that this is something that is true. So whatever he says, it doesn't matter. Whatever other people say, it doesn't matter. Whatever my mind thinks is true. So whenever you try to say something positive, which you don't believe is true because you have conceived negatives as truth, it will believe it as bullshit. And that's the key, bro. That's when you start changing everything. That's when you start having this reverse engineering into whatever you want to do. And simply enough are transforming or shifting. I will call it shifting, right? Because transforming is not transforming. You've already been positive person. Everybody here is a positive person. Anybody can be positive like this. And that's the key. But people don't know how to do that because they're so comfortable into being negative that they live within that reality. They live within being negative. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine living as a negative person? Like, how draining could that be? Even me, like, I'm a person that is really positive. I look into the most successful paths. I look into the most beautiful, abundant paths ever. Like, I already have everything I wanted to have within myself. So when it comes into negative, like, that shit is away from me, bro. Like, I don't accept that shit. Like, when people talk to me about negativity, I always cut them off. Like, bro, like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I clear it out, bro. I clear it out. And even, I'm human too, right? At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. At the end of the day, we always gonna have our little, alternative situations, right? But I never let it happen as if it was to be true, right? I never let it happen as if it was to be something that will actually be going on in my situations, because I always think about the most positive ways. And it's always part of my gratitude state of mind. That gratitude state of mind is just really powerful. Like, nothing can take you down if you were to be grateful 24/7. Trust me. If you were to be grateful about things every hour, or every time you have a reminder on your phone, just think about something that you could be grateful. It could be something random, and it will automatically put you in a better situation, right? And like I said, like, it's just like a brain pattern. Right now, most people brain patterns are just stuck within being positive or negative. Some people were born being positive, some people were born being negative, and it's okay. It's being thinking negatively is not wrong, but it can negatively impact you in your life day by day, and it can ruin the chances of you becoming the person that you want. Because when it comes into you taking action, when it comes into you thinking of a plan, that sort of concept is always going to drag it into a weakened state of mind. It's always going to put you in a lower emotional state. It's always going to put you in a lower thinking state, and it's always going to put you in a lower perspective state. If you cannot increase your perspective, if you cannot increase your positive thoughts, if you cannot increase your self morality, how is it that life is going to bless you in any single way if you can't even bless yourself with that concept? If you can't even help yourself? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. So, one thing that I should prioritize is rebound every negative thing into now a positive thing. And absolutely, every time you're thinking negatively, do not see it as something that's to be true. That's what your mind is thinking. And whatever you consciously perceive as true will only be true. There's nothing true or false in this world. Whatever you think is true because of yourself, of the belief and the conviction that you have within that. That emotional change during that concept, right? It's always gonna build you up, or it's gonna destroy you down, right? And this is when it comes into really important keys of your own life. Because if you want to grow, you can never grow if you're always going to kill yourself in your mind. If you're always going to kill yourself with your words. If you're always going to kill yourself with your perspective, right? The rhythm is not going to be there. You want to sing a beautiful melody, but the rhythm is not going to be there. It's going to be really inconsistent. It's not going to make sense. So always rebound your negative with a positive. Just try that out. Trust me, it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but that's the key of it, right? Sometimes we just have to force it, and that's what it needs to be, because your mind hasn't been trained. Oh, I wouldn't say trained, but it hasn't been normalized to say positive things if you're a negative person, right? And plus, if you get your negativity from other people, if you're getting influenced by other people, that just means that your mind is attracted into not thinking for itself. And that's another thing that you need to change. When you think out of other people, that is called social contracts. A lot of people have these social contracts where they signed up into whatever other people think, or whatever they think is best for them, for what other people have told them or so. That is a social contract. You're dwelling your own mind into what they're thinking, and you're not thinking for yourself. And what that leads to is to basically having a different identity that is not yours, that is not properly yours. All of us, we all want to be ourselves. Trust me, we all want to be ourselves, right? But there's just certain things that want to hold us back. There's certain things that we think that it's not gonna be normalized, but that is the thing that holds us off. Whatever we think that is not normalized is because that's what we think, right? That's what we think. Our minds is not anybody else's minds. Your mind is your mind. My mind is not your mind. Trust me, it's not. I can't even think what you're thinking right now. I can't even see what kind of thoughts are providing you right now. Even watching this video, right? So whenever you have this concept that you're much more self-oriented than being a environmental oriented person, when you have yourself, you're one by one person instead of you being one of billions. You'll realize that this is your life and not other people's. And if you're getting influenced by other people's minds, that just means that you haven't awakened your true mind. That just means that you haven't even paid attention into your own self. You're paying attention to the world, but you're not even paying attention to yourself. So how is it that the world's gonna bless you if you're just trying to be blessed by seeing the world, if the world doesn't even notice you? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Notice yourself before other people notice you. Before the world notice you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I said, invest on the positive and stop investing on the negative. It's not going to service you in any way, because at the end of the day, you're watching this video and you want to change. And it's simple. It's really simple. It's really simple. Like I said, rebound any negative thought as a positive thought, right? Whatever negative thoughts come in your mind, do not see them as true. Do not see them as true. See them as false. How about that? See them as false, and see whatever you think as positive to rebound it, or whatever concept your mind is thinking negatively of. See that as true. The positive way that you rebound it. Every positive word that you say to yourself, see them as true, right? And if you're getting influenced by other people, which is social contracting, focus on yourself. Ask yourself some questions. Why is it that I listen to these people? Why is it that their thoughts are more important than mine? Why is it that my mind is not much more important than theirs? No, why is it that their minds is more important than mine? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, follow through with that and let me know how it goes. It worked for me. It can work for anybody else. Every successful great, every successful leader, every successful king, or every successful empire holder has done this. I'm pretty sure they just have this like beautiful mindset that nothing can take them over them. And that's the key of being whoever you want to be. And that's how you create your own story, man. But yeah, that's Fredo Saga. I leave it up to that. Check out my social medias. I do have Instagram. I do have TikTok. I'll post there mainly every day. So I would love to see you there, right? If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, peace.